Okay. Hello, my name is Kim Curley.
My name is Isabella Harris.
And today we're going to be talking about The Substance, which is a movie that I did a movie analysis on a couple weeks ago. And The Substance was a movie that was created about a aging former 80s celebrity who was a yoga instructor in Hollywood, and she was created to shed light on ageism, sexism, and self-loathing that women experience every day throughout life. And there's also a whole bunch of subliminal messages that are contained in each single scene. Every single scene has something that is portrayed for the real world and that people experience every day. There's a really big plot point about the consumerism that's portrayed through the substance drug that is supposed to be like the new brand product that will save you and create the best version of yourself, so that when she uses that, she can create the best version of herself.
And this kind of comes around like the exact time where she's starting to like get fired, and she's like, wait, I can come back on this. This is a useful tool to me right now.
And like in the ageism, like everyone gets replaced, so they try to stay young. And in this, you're damaging yourself. So instead of her damaging herself, she could just create a better version of herself. And in that, she creates like this double life. And you know, whenever that happens, you can't fully fulfill both of your lives. So you either pick one, or it's just an unsustainable whole cycle that you end up creating.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, the sexism, she's called names, she's invalidated by her feelings, she's replaced like an object. In like the original scenes in the movie, she's Elizabeth Sparkle, and she's the old version of herself that she's not, her age requirement's up, and she's just not as beautiful and young, and she's not as good as she used to be in the eyes of the public. So in that, she's treated like an object. She's only sexualized by her body, and since she's old, she has to create something new because that's not what anybody else wants to see now that she's old, and like nobody will watch her new yoga show since she's old. But this is just shedding light on like how things are in Hollywood and just in the real world. So just to get a little more in depth about the ageism and the sexism and the self-loathing, you want to talk a little bit about how she self-loathes?
What does that even mean?
Okay, like the self-loathing, how she would sit there and she would punish herself. And
basically, whenever she was like in her old body, she would like eat a ton and like hide herself away from the world and like harm her body, I guess, and just like sit around and be depressed. So she was just like sitting in her sadness and wasn't doing anything to fix it, and then just kind of having to accept the fact that like
she wasn't as
Sue
good.
is destroying her and there's nothing she can do about it. So she just keeps spiraling.
And she would keep trying to like meet all of these standards that they're not real standards. It's the things that people are saying to her and like degrading her and just invalidating how she actually is, so that she can become this better version of herself that's not actually obtainable, which is portraying in the real world that women go through every day, that they have to be this beautiful and just perfect image all the time every day, which is not, that's not true. That's not how people work. No. And yeah, so she wanted to be this better self so that everyone would like her, but in reality, she just needed to trust in herself.
Yeah, like that's part of it, girl.
Yeah,
you
like,
had your time now.
Yeah, like it's okay to move on to something different, that you don't need to stay in the same place all the time. It's okay to grow and be just yourself.
Because now look.
Yeah. Now look, she created this double
you
life.
Fucking fucked.
Yeah. She created this double life that was just not true, and in all of this, she was just damaging herself, because whenever you have a double life, like people that they are very proper and pristine at their jobs, and then at night they go out and drink or do drugs.
Or like
and,
a gay pastor.
Yeah, how they like preach to the church and all this, and then, you know,
they go home and
they're bad and sinful in the eyes of God, so that they're bad, and that's obviously frowned upon. So you create this double life that in your own mind it's acceptable to be able to do that, but in that you're damaging yourself. Yeah, it's like
working now. So.
It's working now, but it's not going to be obtainable and achievable forever.
In the movie, she like uses up her like Sue lifestyle, her new body, for like 3 months straight. I think.
Yeah, so like whenever
that old lady is like chuzzed.
Yeah, so whenever she would use the substance, you are birthing.
You're collecting spinal fluid from your old self as a stabilizer, they say. Yeah,
as the stabilizer. And in that, she created Sue, her new body, which is portraying that she can just, create this new version.
Yeah.
Which is just portraying her double life. Let's talk about, which one? We talked about the sexism and her self-loathing. We talked a little bit about the ageism too, but it's mostly like how,
she's only unhappy because she's getting older, and like what that means for like someone who's like was a Hollywood star at one point. Like, what does that mean for you as you get older?
Yeah, like she thinks that she's like burnt out, whatever. But I really like the way that the movie, like the sound was recorded and like how the visuals were recorded, because it really just like creates this like a sense of unease the whole time you're watching it.
Yeah, she really emphasizes the fact that it's like a lot of like swift and sudden movements and like exaggerating sounds, like squishing sounds or like
really close ups.
Like really close up, or like first person point of view, like you're seeing the hands like through the eyes of the character.
Yeah, you have like a first person point of view.
Yeah, so they show a lot of like angles and stuff, so that's cool.
And in that, like, whenever they show like these close-ups, it's like literally giving you the lens that it's so gross and disgusting, and it's like, why is the camera recording?
Look, she's killing herself.
Yeah, and it's like, it's showing you that to literally portray that this happens in the real world, where not all men, but majority, where it's like they look at that, sexualize that, degrade that, want it to be perfect, whatever. So it's like really emphasizing on the fact that it's gross, and why is it even happening? Because it's unreal. This should be unrealistic and unnormalized. So it's just really exaggerating it to show that it shouldn't be normalized.
And even though she's hurting herself, she doesn't care at all.
Yeah, like she just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Because she is trying to be this standard that's not real. But yeah, like all the sounds, like the squishing, like they would just really like emphasize all of it to create this really
And the movie's really long. It's like 2.5 hours.
Like it's really good production, and like even like all the scenes where like the rooms look sterile and like the lights are like literally like bioluminescent. Like they're like so bright, and just
it's a big thing that like the way she dresses and like the way her house is like incorporates with the story. Yeah. And it's very like Hollywood techno.
Yeah, it's just like
modern kinda.
Like yeah, but like it's like really unrealistic, giving you that unease vibe the whole movie, so that it's literally just exaggerating.
And you're like locked in the whole movie, because it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. It's like jump scares almost.
Yeah, it's kind of like a back and forth, almost. And like it's like a back and forth thriller where you
don't know how to feel.
Yeah, except for unease and just uncomfortable. But
I watched it twice. I would recommend watching it twice.
Yeah, because then like each time you get to pick up new things, and like you realize more subliminal messages, like about how we were reading about her jacket. Like we've done a lot of research on this to really like reach out to all the points, but like her jacket, it was trying to symbolize like at the beginning of the movie, like when you morph, you do your mitosis and you like morph and split into two, creating her new body. And like she wore this bright yellow jacket just, it kept portraying to how the whole movie is connected and like how everything's intertwined with each other. I really like the how it portrays that even though you're creating this and like damaging yourself, the whole time the universe is telling you, well, nobody told you had to do this.
Yeah.
And like in that, the substance, which is like the drug that's used to create the double person, there's like a company kind of behind it, and you can call them whatever, and she calls them like saying that she hates her other life, hates
like,
her other body.
Wrong.
Yeah, she's like, she's using it all up, and
all they tell her is, girl, you're in control, like you can stop. And she's like,
yeah,
well,
it literally says the line,
how do I go back? Like, and they're like, what's done is done, you can't go back.
Yeah, and she's like,
well, now I'm too far gone, I have to,
yeah, you have to like keep going. Where she says, where on the call it says like, do you want to stop? Like, you can end the experience and nobody's forcing you to continue. But then like,
she just wanted to be perfect.
Yeah, she just wanted to be perfect, and it's like, well, now it's too far gone, like I can't stop now.
Oh, my knees are broken.
Yeah, like her back is like literally all bubbled up, her spine is all crazy, she got no spine. She sucked all the juice out.
Yeah, and getting into that, like, that just keeps happening, and it just keeps spiraling, and like, she realizes like how worse and worse she's getting, and then she ends up even killing herself.
Yeah,
like there's a point where like she tries to stop it, and then like she regrets it, and then she like comes back to life, and then it's both of them. Like,
yeah,
alive.
like they're both alive,
yeah,
where they both have to realize
is, like, trying to kill her. Like, Sue hates her. Sue hates her old body. She hates it.
Yeah, when she's in her real body, she just wants to be loved and cherished like how she is. But she can't do that anymore because she's so far gone in the public eye, basically. So it's really just like over-analyzing that you can't be something that you're not.
Yeah, and even...
And love both of those things. Like, it's not achievable.
And as she's, like, getting worse, like, she only, like, I guess... She ends up turning into a crazy monster, and then she still, like, goes to the New Year party, and she still like performs in front of everyone. She's like, it's me, it's Sue. Yeah, like she's this performer, and so she just like hops up on the stage even though she's like all disoriented and like
disgusting.
She has like 3 faces. There's like a boob on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, and the old lady's face is like sticking out of her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like her old body.
And then like at the very end, it's very much symbolism of that if you just stay true to yourself and trust yourself, then you can love yourself and be satisfied in that. But she wasn't this whole time until the very end, when she realized, I've done so much and damaged myself that from the beginning, if I would have just loved myself, I could have just trusted that I would have been better. Yeah, that none of this would have ever happened when you can just embrace yourself and believe in yourself.
True to your heart.
But yeah, everything is a subliminal message in this movie, and I would 10 out of 10 recommend
at
watching
least
this.
watching it once. And if you get bored, then just stop watching, I guess.
Yeah, but you won't be bored.
Trigger warning is gross, though.
Yeah, people say that it's more of like an allegory because it's more resemblance of things that are happening that we're explaining rather than like it being gory, whereas, you know, it is gory. And yeah, I really like the symbolism of like the drug though, because it really just, that alone symbolizes the change where people do it like Ozempic and stuff, like how people, you know, throw up and
whatever. It's literally diabetes medicine, and they don't care. They just want to be skinny, just like
they just want to be the best version of themselves, which is the best analogy that I can give about this movie. But yeah. Do you have any final little 3 cents to add?
No, I think it just like it's scientifically proven. I'm pretty sure that like humans will do anything to be like the best version of themselves. So
yeah,
that's what that movie shows.
Yeah, when in the end, it really just teaches you that loving yourself is the best medicine.
Yeah, without the substance.
Without the substance, any substance, which I think is a great title as well to just portray that.
Yeah, because a substance could mean like tons of stuff.
Yeah, it could mean anything, any type of substance, like drug, alcohol,
ketamine or baby oil. They're both substances.
Yeah, like whatever, it's like the consumerism of the products you need to be the best version of yourself, which you don't. You just need your heart to be pure and love yourself. That's it. Period. So that's all we have, really.
Yeah.
But I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you gained a little bit of knowledge and experience from listening to us, and that you'll go watch the movie because it's a very great movie, and I hope that you will be able to recognize some subliminal messages that maybe we missed.
What are these children doing?
They're trying to walk on the crosswalk. Bye!